Well, welcome everybody. You know what time it is. It is Thursday. It is 10:21 Central Time, and that means it is time for the Vlogpasters.
Welcome to the Vlogpasters podcast, a podcast all about the stories and strategies of sharing God's love in the digital world. Now, here are two pastors that love to put a camera in their face and walk around in public. They are the Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock of digital ministry, Jarrod Brown and Joshua Verwers.
That's right, everybody. I am Joshua Verwers. This lovely gent here, that's not him.
That's not me.
That wasn't him at all.
No.
That was my webcam. That is still not him.
Still not
that
you.
is still my webcam. What are we doing here? Scene,
Come on, man.
source, video file,
got this.
camera,
You got
Jarrod. There we go.
That's me.
There he
Hey.
is. This lovely gent. Now I wonder if my switcher is back on. Let's see. One. Nope, it's still not. It's still not. But
Technical difficulties in the house.
at least we know that is going on. That was the one thing I didn't do ahead of time, is I didn't check my Stream Deck, because I rarely do check my Stream Deck. But here
You know
it
what we
is.
need?
What do we
Here's
need?
what we need. So since this thing is like a rocket launch anyway, we need a checklist beforehand. So you can be like, monitors, check. Sound, check. I'll just sit in here like a co-pilot. Check.
I would
Ready
agree.
to
Let's
go.
see. My camera, check.
Check.
Jared's camera, check.
Check.
Dual screen, not check. Wait.
We were just talking about the nuances of eCam and how it's, ooh, there I am. Where did I go?
Hold on.
Hello?
Dual screen, check. Dual screen with overlays, still not check.
No. Back in the saddle again.
We're going to blame this one on Pastor Dean Rawls. That's what we're doing.
Come on, Dean.
Dean, we're blaming this on you because you and I had a little Ecamm breakdown. I was helping him out with some things on Ecamm, and because I brought him in, and unfortunately, I did the wrong thing because I brought him in on the Vlog Pastors show. So on Ecamm, I've got separate shows that are locked out, and I do have a test one that I would normally bring people in and walk them through, but I wasn't thinking. So, but anyways, it looks like we are here. There is me, there is you, there is us, and our social stuff down below.
We got socials?
Which by the way, you see that little social down below, Jarrod? You should go check that out for some behind the scenes content.
Oh, from today, yeah. Oh, hey, while we're talking about new items, like some social like advertising and whatnot, check this out, huh?
Look at that. A
do you think
Stay
about that
Blessed
bad boy?
shirt. Got a little Live by Faith shirt going on.
Hey, when that merch hit the floor, I bought it up. I went on a spending spree, which was cool because I told Jesse, look, I need some new shirts. I need some things. You know, I'm ready to freshen up the old wardrobe. And she was like, go for it. So as soon as your stuff hit, it was perfect timing. And I went nuts. I think I bought everything, everything that would fit me and is working. Yeah. Except for the hoods.
Oh yeah. The hoodies are they're next on my agenda. We picked up shirt. We picked up Genevieve's got a flowy tank top in coral print. If she's listening, she may come running in and we'll show you. And then what else? Oh, got a face mask on the way. I just don't know where it's at. If that shows up today, then maybe I'll put it on in the middle of the stream and I'll social distance myself.
That was that fair warning. So that was the interesting part of this whole ordering process. I think I ordered it 2 weeks ago. It was whenever you first came out with it.
Yeah.
It Teespring or COVID or whatever takes a little bit of time. It was about 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's the interesting thing about using Teespring is because one, as far as drop shipment and fulfillment goes for a company, they're the best. They've got the best coverage, like 180 countries that they cover. So for those of you that are listening that are down under, yes, you can order merch. Just joshuaverwers.com/merch. Actually, I don't even know if that link works. Try it out. Let me know. If it doesn't, just go to joshuaverwers.com and you'll see the little menu item that says merch. Otherwise, it's like teespring.com/shop.
Oh, that's a nightmare. Don't even do it.
No. Joshua Verwers, maybe?
Don't go to that one. Go to Joshua Verwers and hound him.
Yeah, do
that.
So
you find it.
Yeah, you'll see it. It's there. It's the stuff and the things. But because they do that, the drop shipment and order fulfillment, they have different like print shops all over the place, all over the country, I'm guessing all over the world. And because of that, some of them are a little bit quicker than others.
I'm sure it's totally normal. I'm just spoiled to the Amazon Prime world now.
Yeah.
Where I don't think, and I warn people about this. I'm like, once you go Prime, you're never going to go back. Like,
Dude,
it ruins you for immediate gratification.
Yep.
It's like, buy it. Oh, here in 2 days, buy it. Late at night, buy it.
I am definitely that way on everything. But then when it gets to tech, sometimes tech becomes a little bit of a pain in the hind end because Amazon doesn't carry all of the tech.
That's true.
And so you have to go with B&H Photo, which I love B&H Photo, by the way. Those guys are amazing, but they don't have the 2-day shipping. Their shipping's not bad, but it's not Amazon's. So, however,
and some of those guys are working the system. Go ahead.
This thing here, this Blue Compass boom arm, I've got one. You've got one.
This is that.
Amazon, when I bought it, this was $100 for the boom arm. Now, Amazon, it's like $400 for the boom arm.
That's what I'm talking about. They are working. Yeah. So I really
go to
want
B&H because it's only $100.
Fair enough. I really want a Nan light, one of those tube Nan light things.
Yeah.
messing with all these deals. I like this one because it's plug and play, but this little blue one back here, you probably can't even see the blue around my head, but oh, that's the widescreen. So anyway, this little blue one around here, it's a pain in the tuchus.
Yep.
And so I want one of those tube ones that'll really push the light across like an even light.
Right.
And so I found a YouTuber who said, hey, here's the hack. You don't go to Nanlite. It's actually made in China, and it's the same parent company, just in America they're Nanlite. So Nanlite, it's jacked up to like $900 or something nutso like that. But if you buy the Chinese company, whenever it's on Amazon at regular prices, it's Younggao or I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever it
Yeah,
is, whatever the parent company is, it's like $450. So I'm like, you just got to catch it every blue moon. So the whole Amazon thing of it's the same light, same packaging, same everything, but if you catch it as Nanlite, where it normally is on Amazon, it's ridiculous. And if you catch it as Younggao or whatever it is, it's it's half the price. That's nuts.
Right. Yep.
It's the same light, the same light.
Yeah, I don't get it. But I don't know. If they can have fast shipping, they usually get my money.
Yes. One click buy is what ended it.
And if it's not fast shipping, it has to be amazing. Like this merch. Check it out.
It's old school. Takes some time. That's when you know it's quality. It takes a little time to produce.
Hey, I want to get to some of these comments in here. Just say hey and what is up to people. As you guys are jumping in on the live stream, say what's up. If you have any questions here, you can always let us know and say, we may not get to it. It just kind of depends on how we're going. Today is more just kind of a recap where we're just kind of shooting the breeze and seeing what's been going on with the Vlogpasters. So right out the gate, Jason Remster waving and saying hello. Dustin Damesworth in the house as well. And
Morning, guys.
Amanda Saunders said, here hanging out, fellas. Hashtag stay kingdom minded.
Yeah.
And of course, yes, a bite of brownie. Saying what's new. And there are a couple questions down there. We may get to those later on. I'm not going to pull the questions all up right now, so stick around towards the end. If we got some time, we'll get those questions. If not, I will hop in the chat afterwards and reply to those. Jarrod.
What's up, dude? Yes. I'm listening.
What's up?
Dude, okay. Every week, just go ahead and hit my replay. Every week, I'm like, I'm so busy. I'm so tired. But like, holy cow. Took a job, took several big for me type video production jobs. And they were going to be stretching in and of themselves, but they are lining up over top of one another, and it is an absolute nightmare. So like I'm working the day job, doing the pastor thing. I'll get up in the morning, I will crank out a video and probably get to the midsection of a second video. And then I go meet with whoever needs meeting, hold down the pastor obligations, prayer, prepping, that sort of deal. And then I will come home in the afternoon. And so my 6 to 12, 1, 2, 3, depending on when it is cranking out the next round of videos. And I think you and Diana, y'all were saying the other day, hey, I hadn't heard anything from you. Are you okay? And, no videos coming out. I'm like, actually, there's tons of videos. There's probably about 3 a day coming out, from me, but they're not on the YouTube channel, which is kind of like, it's frustrating because I don't get anything out of it creatively for my purposes. That's what I'm passionate about. But it does pay the bills.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well,
been working.
That's,
what about you?
Dude, I have no idea. So my head has just been spinning. Like
It happens though, doesn't it?
We were in this chat with Diana Gladney, and we were sitting there talking about this where I have so many ideas of content that I want to make.
Yeah.
And I get into production paralysis because it's like I've got all these ideas and I don't know what comes next, and it all bottlenecks on me just hitting record.
Yep.
And then I'm like, what do I do? So then me trying to break this down, I'm like, okay, well, if I pull them all out of this little funnel and I start to box them then I've got fewer that I can put in this funnel. And maybe I don't need one funnel. Maybe I need 3 funnels. Maybe I need to launch another channel or 2 or 3. And I start thinking these things, and it makes sense until Diana Gladney goes all school teacher on me and cracks me on the knuckles with her ruler of productivity. And all of a sudden she's like, okay, seriously, Josh, just press record, make 2 videos that you want to make, and then you'll be fine. I'm just like,
that was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome to watch the chat because he's like, you could tell, he posted something on Facebook. He's like, okay, I'm thinking through something. I don't know what to do with my channel. I'm kind of thinking about changing it around to this because you can tell there's so many things that's on your mind. You wanna put it out there.
Yeah.
And then Diana's like, no.
Well, and
just hit record.
Yeah, and the thing that I think got me when she said that was that I look at, and here's maybe the problem, I look at a lot of other YouTubers and what they're doing, and then of course I start to compare myself to them, and we see this in ministry as well. We look at a lot of different churches or different pastors, and we'll start to compare ourselves to them, and it becomes comparison, to the point that we are paralyzed and we just don't do anything. And it took Diana saying that I have hybrid content that all of a sudden it like clicked. One of my...
the only reason you were talking about a guy named Gene Nagata.
Yeah.
And he runs a channel called Potato Jet. Some of you guys have heard about Potato Jet. It's probably more likely that you haven't heard of Gene Nagata.
Right.
So Gene Nagata is Potato Jet, but he has branched away from his channel to make a vlog style channel, Gene Nagata. The only reason you even know about Gene Nagata is because of Potato Jet, though. Potato Jet is circled around tech and gear and video production and those types of things. That's the searchable content. And anyway, when you were talking about that, I'm like, yeah, but you're a hybrid. But Diana put language to it.
Yeah.
She just called it straight out. She's like, no, you're a hybrid.
Yep.
And it might make sense if you had 200,000 subscribers and you're like, look, I just need to do something else. I've been doing tech stuff, video production stuff, on and on it goes. And I really want that creative vlog outlet, but you're already both.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing that I think that it wasn't dawning on me. Cause I don't look at other pastors on YouTube apart from the other vlog pastors, apart from, guys like you, or Trey, Dave Adamson, Joshua Drew, Dennis Poulette. There's several others that I'm not remembering, Clint Zeller. Now I started mentioning more names, and now everybody's going to be like, hey, you didn't talk about me.
Man.
Hey, if you're one of those
Where's
vlog pastors that I forgot about, well, let me know. Kevin Wilson, Wayne Riz, the Bogan Preacher. I mean, I look at you guys. I look at what you guys are doing, because in vlogging and pastoring, we have this unique perspective that only we fully get. And the problem is we don't even fully get it yet. Because it's not like we have a vlog pastor out there that has 1 million subscribers.
Right.
It's just not there. Do you have pastors out there on YouTube that have millions of subscribers? Absolutely. But
yes,
they're not
they're
not the ones running the camera. They're not the ones doing the editing. They're not the ones out and about with their lives and showing all aspects of it. Not a knock against them, but they're not going to be able to get what it is we're doing. They would be pastors on YouTube.
Here's the bridge, though. Here's the bridge. Yeah. Because they do have a production team, because they are, like, let's just take TD Jakes, Stephen Furtick, any of those big guys,
yep.
right? And if they were to branch off now, kind of like Gene Nagata, they've built the audience, they built the platform, there would be a small subset who would go with them. But they are not building from the ground up.
Right.
Vlogging and tech and ministry and yeah.
Yeah, so we have that unique perspective. So for us, we can't just look at other pastors and other ministry leaders. we're forced in this situation to start looking outside of the church, outside of what we would consider the sacred content, into the secular content. And we have to start looking at that and saying, what are they doing? Because their style is similar to what we're trying to do, but the substance is different. And
so what would you say your style? Who are you looking to as you're putting together the Joshua Verwer's package of inspiration?
I think that's the problem, is that I keep looking to different people.
Okay.
And that's
who are you looking to right now? I get where you're going with this. You're saying, hey, it's kind of a danger, but I just want to see if I can see your style in these individuals. Who do you watch right now where you're like, I really heavily draw from?
So I would say the ones that I think I'm heavily drawing from would be Casey Neistat.
Okay.
I would say Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning.
Okay. In your streams and stuff. I got you. Okay.
I would say a little bit of Peter McKinnon, not as much. I think I've got some influence from Jack Sucks. He's got like 15 channels and they're all Jack Sucks at something. And man, the fifth one, I don't know. Maybe a little Philip DeFranco. I mean,
I would say that would be a pretty, if you blended all that together with your live streams and your vlogs and some of your tech stuff.
Pretty accurate representation.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing is, there's the old principle that your influences, your sphere, your circle, that is what influences you. And so I'm having to be very careful, obviously, because I'm watching these guys and I need to let their style influence, because it's their style that draws me in, not necessarily their substance. And so it's a crazy thing because I've got to have like two different spheres of influence, and I need to make sure that the spiritual sphere of influence is louder than that, because otherwise, I mean, it's easy for me to drift from one side to the other. And that's where I do rely heavily on, the other vlog pastors, the other Christian YouTubers in the community, because even if they're not doing vlog pastoring, Diana Gladney, she's not what we'd consider a vlogger or even a pastor, but she is a Christian YouTuber. And she's one that she gets to speak into my life. She gets to scold me and crack me over the knuckles, because I know where she's coming from, not just from style, but also substance. And her style is a little different, but it's those type of influences make it tricky, because if I were to look at all of those channels and think, what would I want? I can see my channel leaning heavily or a little bit more into the Casey Neistat approach, but not Casey Neistat of the last 12 or 18 months.
Yeah.
I'm talking Casey back when he was doing dailies.
Not burnt out Casey.
Yeah. I'm talking Casey from, 4 or 5 years ago, like in the midst of his daily videos where he was just cranking them out. That was the type of Casey that I enjoyed, that look. And it wasn't until, Diana had mentioned the hybrid model that all of a sudden it's like, wait, Casey used to do everything. Yep.
He did tech review. He invented the stupid stuff.
Yeah, and it was like he did everything.
He wanted to do it.
And it was just a case of, it was his format, his style was the thing that tied everything else together. So it was his personality and his style. And then it's just like,
so funny that like we build classes and courses around this type of stuff now.
Yeah.
In the beginning, there's somebody who goes along and is just living life to the max.
Right.
And is like, hey, I want to ride my boosted board because it's fun. I want to show around this cool place that I live in. I want to eat interesting foods at local restaurants. I'm not going to show you a lot of my family, but I do want to show you tech reviews, blah, 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 blah. And they're going to be mini shows.
Yeah.
and different segments throughout the week because I'm bored. And now we create this whole like, okay, well, there needs to be movement and transition. So in order to get from there to there, we need amazing B-roll of riding around on something or car rides or boosted boards or whatever. Okay, and then there needs to be shows. There are entire gurus out there who are like, okay, you need separate shows for each segment of your channel. And it's all like, it's all right, it's all good information, but there's somebody like a Casey Neistat who comes along and is like, I'm just living.
Right. I'm just going to do what I do,
take away.
and
Exactly.
and that's it. Yeah.
It's not to take away his background in HBO and filmmaking and all. He knows what he's doing, but at the same time, he's just living. My hat's off to people like that who are just living and aren't like, wait a minute, what do I need to do, to get the maximum bang for my buck? I have a story to tell. I have a message that I want to communicate. Now, how do I get trapped in the nuance of it all?
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of this conversation is get caught up in analysis paralysis.
We do. And it's because it's that one thing that catches our eye. Let's bring this to church world. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's bring this to the analysis paralysis of church world, where all of a sudden we hear a message and we hear like this one term, and all of a sudden it comes from a new perspective, and now we have created an entire movement on this one little idea and kind of abandoned the fullness of the word. And we'll do the same thing with the YouTubes, where it's just we're trying what we're doing, but all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, I just saw Casey on a boosted board. Hey honey, you know what I need? I need a boosted board. Or
trust me, if I could get around on one in the country, I would.
Yeah. Or
one wheel.
Yeah, one wheel, and then we're gonna break our hips.
So true.
Or I sat there and I'm like, oh hey Jarrod, Diana, I think I might need to start a new channel because I was watching Gene, and Gene created a separate channel.
Dude, it's a thing though. Don't feel bad. It's a thing because my YouTube viewing is very eclectic, and so I'm anywhere from like blacksmithing to video production to Christian content, and it's just across the board. And whenever I watch one, I'm like, all right, babe. So it's going to take a little bit, but we need a helicopter because Becky and Chris have a helicopter.
Exactly.
Or like, okay, I don't know who blacksmiths, but how hard could it be?
Mm-hmm.
We could get into this thing, and that's what we really need to do. We need to start filming the journey of becoming a blacksmith.
Right.
Because it looks stinking cool. It's fun. Anyway, I think that it's good people telling good stories, but it's hard not to get sucked into, oh, that looks so cool. I think we could do that.
Yes, I agree.
Wait a minute. What did the Lord call you to do again? Oh, yeah. But blacksmithing. Floating coffee hand. Ooh, check out the shirt. Yeah.
And the floating coffee hand. Yeah, that thing works. That's a nice little flowy tank top. She likes it. She gives it how many thumbs up? She says she only has 2. So apparently that's how many you get.
It's maximum thumbage.
No.
Hey, show us Captain Texas real quick. See what you're drinking out of today. Looky there, Captain Texas. My wife was quick to note that there's only 1 star on that chest. That is Captain Texas. Along with, got Iron Man. Got that guy. He's got rage.
Yep.
He's got rage problems.
He does have rage problems. Well, okay, so, yeah. Rage problems. I mean, I sat there and, honestly, when we were doing some of this Vlogpastors podcast, right out the gate, we start doing some shows. We start doing, little segments. It's like, hey, we've got This Week in the Babylon Bee. We've got What Does It Meme? Dude, that was all from me taking inspiration from Dude Perfect and their, what's that game show that they do? Now I can't remember.
Oh, goodness.
My kids are going to stone me now because I have forgot it. Overtime. Yeah.
I was like, 5th quarter? No, that's a church thing.
Overtime. Yeah. And that was, they had those little segments, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. It's like a late night talk show. It's like game shows. And then all of a sudden I'm like, and even today, here's some inspiration. Why do we not really have a theme? Why are we just rambling and chatting? For 2 reasons.
Number 1.
One, because I didn't want to think of something.
And that's, hold on, before you go to number 2, that is the killer right there of a lot of great content. I'm not putting that on you.
No.
I'm saying for me as well. I'm like, yes, and I'm going to do, and I got this, and I got the video that I want to make.
Right. Yep. That's exactly the way it is. Yeah. And so that was, I just didn't want to think about anything. And I had a feeling that you hadn't thought about a topic. And I was like,
one. Hey, man, I'm the co-host. I'm the guest on this show. Don't put this on me.
You're not the ghost. You're the co-host or the ghost.
I said co-host.
See, that's what happens when I start talking and then I'm thinking.
I'm the guest.
You're not the guest. You're the co-host.
I'm the... What am I? I don't even know what I am over here, but I'm definitely not the one who's running the rocket ship and carrying the conversation. I'm the color commentary.
Wait, does that mean you think you're Spock?
I have no idea what you're talking about. None. Those of you who are watching on video will understand what I'm saying.
Pastor's Vlog, Stardate, July 16th, 2020.
I made that video, dude. You got to make that video.
I do. Okay, so, and then number 2. Here's the number 2 reason where the inspiration come from. Some of my favorite podcasts are just conversations.
Yeah.
Like Philip DeFranco's A Conversation With.
But again, you have to know the personality because, for anybody who watches Craig Adams, and you wouldn't admit it if you did, but anybody who watches Craig Adams, man's life is a train wreck.
Right.
And the best episodes are when he sits down and does a solo reflection or sits down with one of his friends and they just ham it up.
Yeah. And
you get to find out, you want to know behind the scenes. And I found that's pretty much everybody. You want to know what's behind the scenes, like we were talking about a couple weeks ago, until it gets to where it's just ridiculous. And Craig is that way. It's like he's got this full production thing. If he didn't have the full production thing, I don't think that you would care. But his hiking videos, which are phenomenal, they reach millions of people. And that's what people log on for. But then you get to thinking, there's something about this guy. He's a train wreck. Mm-hmm. And I want to hear every last bit of that train wreck, all of his podcasts. Just fascinating. So how does it work when you're building uphill rather than coming downhill? He's got 1 million subscribers and people want to find out about it, and so he pares it down and shows you behind the scenes. So I ask you, Joshua, how do you go up from there? Because you can't really, and I stand behind this one, I don't think you can build a vlog right now on YouTube that is just a vlog. I think your tech would have to carry you.
We're going to find out. We're seriously going to find out, because if I take the Diana Gladney voice and the Diana Gladney advice, and I would say that comes from a place of she's a fan of what I do, but she gets it. She knows.
She knows.
So she's got both
she's proving it right now on her channel.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
And if I take her advice, we're going to find out, because if I take her advice, then everything I'm doing is just going to remain on this channel, and the things that tie everything together is going to be my personality and the style that I'm presenting it in is going to have a theme in the style and the format. The content will be different, so the substance might be different, but my style is going to be the same. Now, of course, we know my faith lies so deep that there's always going to be that under everything and kind of flows through it. But we'll find out if it's possible to grow a vlog channel, because that's really what my channel is it's a vlog channel. But you know what? I'm still doing stuff.
You say it's a vlog channel, but I would say it's predominantly live stream right now. It's more like a Philip DeFranco at current. I would say your vlogs are peppered in almost like a Gene Nagata style. Like you have your hosted. I'm just saying, you can do your thing, but I'm just saying, let's do a comparison.
Is that your way?
Of your last. Hold on, let me just pull this up real quick. Let's take us a look-see. At your last, I don't know, what, 25? You give me a number. 50 videos?
250 videos.
Joshua Verworst. Let's pull him up real quick and in a hurry. Here he is. Oh, there he is. Okay. New uploads. Let's just go to videos. Scroll down, see if I've missed anything. Looks like live stream, vlog. Live stream, vlog. Okay, a little bounce here. Live stream, 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 live, vlog / tech giveaway, vlog. So that was 3 months ago. I would say 3 months ago you were a vlogger, half and half, with a lot of live stream.
I don't have to put up with this.
Hey, we need some accurate stuff because we're getting a little distracted, you and I.
I'm on the production side. I can hit end.
Do it.
So, if you look at the whole of my portfolio and content, this is a vlog channel.
Which is interesting. And this is between me and you, and I don't know if our audience could care about this or not. But I would say if I was someone new to your channel, I would have probably come in through from what I know about your behind the scenes, I would have come in through a popular verse search, or a tech thing. And so I would be thinking, I'm coming in for either tech or vlog, and I've got a lot of live stream going on. That's
you're stepping on my toes pretty hard here, Jarrod.
I don't mean it. I'm not being insulted. Dude, I haven't posted a video, and my audience is going, there used to be a channel here somewhere. I think I subscribed to a guy. Actually, he probably don't even know who I am. That would be more realistic.
So,
just to give you the real, my last video was 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
I don't
2 weeks
think
ago.
I have a comeback to that. I think you have officially got me stumped. Yeah. We were out at Grow with Video. Let's go back to some vlogs that we made that were amazing. Vlogpasters season 2.1.
2.5 did we decide upon?
I don't know. It was 2 point something. So it was a half season, which, by the way, you know that August is right around the corner, right? So
yes. Yes. So I'm talking, dude. I'm itching to get out anyway. So what do you think?
You have to look past the camera. You have to look past the camera, and you have to look at your wife.
We don't need to involve her in this. Listen, she doesn't know. She doesn't have AirPods in, or earbuds, whatever these things are called. We don't need to.
She doesn't know that you and I are beating around the bush at a season 3.
We're not gonna say anything about Vegas. We're not gonna say anything about travel. We're not gonna say anything.
I'm hot and sweaty in here. You see what you did? You started scolding me so much that my body temperature rose. My face officially turned the color of a beet. And
just confront with facts.
I had to lower the desk and I had to sit down because I just couldn't take it anymore. You were breaking my back. No. So go back to our stuff in Vegas. While we were out there, while we were listening at the Grow with Video with Live, one of the things that I want to say, it wasn't Sean, so it had to have been Heather Torres, wasn't it? That she was talking, or maybe it was Sean, asking about
Heather.
Well,
I mean, I love that duo, but Heather Torres dropped the hammer on
Heather
us.
took us to church, but which one was it that had asked us, what do you want to be known for?
I think that was Heather.
Okay.
It was either Heather. She has a husband.
Yeah.
Might have been him.
So
I think it was Heather.
Whichever it was, we were out there, and that's where I heard it. What do you want to be known for? And you and I were talking, and I said something very arrogant that made your ears perk up.
Hey, go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it right here, because it's like, oh, really?
I remember we were walking. We were outside walking in Vegas. We had kind of got lost. I think we were in like an alley or something, and the conversation came up, and you're like, well, so what do you want to be known as? And I was like, I want to be known as the Vlog Pastor. And you're like, the?
Trey, cover your ears.
Yeah, and it was like,
That was my first thought. I was like, Trey and the gang, close your
well,
ears.
yeah, and
But
the way I'm saying it, it's not that I don't want other people to be known as vlog pastors. I still refer to, I think it was actually Social Media Church, or Nils Smith. Is that Social Media Church? Nils Smith, I heard him on one of the podcasts actually call Trey Van Camp the Casey Neistat of pastors. And that's a really accurate way of describing him. If I was going to describe Trey's content, that's what I would be. I would be lying if there wasn't a part of me that says, I wouldn't mind being called the Casey Neistat of pastors, but you look at my current content, live stream, 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 live stream. I'm more of like, I was going to say I'm more of the PewDiePie of pastors, but I'm not even the PewDiePie. I'm of some like live streamer that you've never even heard of pastors. And it's like, because honestly, that's what I'm doing, but that's not what I want to be known for. I want, when people look at my content, yeah, he's a vlog pastor. That's what he is. I want them to look at what I do online and instantly, Joshua Verwer's vlog pastor. It just, it's there to where some people wouldn't even remember how to pronounce my name. And they're just like, hey, it's the vlog pastor. If I'm walking, and that's kind of what I'm saying. If I'm walking down the street and somebody's like, hey, it's the vlog pastor, dude, that's what I want to be known for. Because for me, it's a way of bridging the generation gap. It's the way of taking the current generations that don't understand what it is to live a life in Christ and mesh that with what we try to do as pastors, where we try to get people to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, not just biblical knowledge. We want them to have a real relationship. We want it to permeate through them so much that it goes beyond the pew into their entire life. It goes outside of this square church. And that is where I think that I do it most effectively, not through live streams, but, just vlogging. Because all of a sudden I'm able to pull people in. And yes, they see me being goofy. They see me just walking around. They see me just living life. And all of a sudden it's like, so I can be a Christian and still have fun? Yeah. And that's kind of, that's where I want to go. And I think it can go.
It can.
If I get out of my head, if I stop the analysis paralysis, and
here's the deal. You have what? I don't even know what your subscriber count. Not that it matters. Here's what it is. You have a significant mass of humanity that checks in regularly to find out what's going on.
A significant mass of humanity. I like the way you put that.
You have people who are interested in your life. They're interested in your tech videos. I mean, different things for different people, but there's a significant number, enough to keep motivated and press record. They want to know these things. I being one of them. So I would say 1.46K. That's so cool. Anyway, hit record, man. Make what you want to make. I know there's strategy to all of this. Come on, focus. 1.4. What is it happening right now?
It just updated. so yes, I need to press record.
Just press record, man. I mean, like, I know there's strategy, and you and I can jump into the weeds on the strategy on our Skype calls and apparently on podcasts like today. But like, dude, make whatever you want to make. I don't think anybody's been like, oh, that was a bad video. Even the live stream.
Oh, I've done that.
I've been like, oh man.
I've done that. There was this one vlog that I absolutely hated, and it was because somebody had shipped me this hot sauce that's called Da Bomb, and I wound up putting way too much on that.
Listen. I just needed you to taste it. It was meant to be an honoring gift of like, this is how we celebrate subscriber milestones.
No.
Maybe you might enjoy it.
You were trying to take out the competition. You were trying to kill me.
Challenge, and you're like, how much sauce can I put on a single wing? Holy mackerel, that was a lot of sauce. I mean, it was layered up this thick. Just in case anybody thought that you were faking it, you layered on a little bit extra right there. You're
Well,
nuts,
because
dude.
and here's the thing, I record my videos like I would watch my videos, and that's the thing that I think the analysis paralysis, and why what Diana says is good. Jason Mayfield hopping in the chat saying yo, and he has told me the same thing. He's like, stop overthinking it and just press record.
Press record.
And when I do that, I make some of the best content out there because I think about it from the viewer standpoint. And part of me is I sit there and it's like my example for a pastor growing up was my grandfather, and love the man and love him for so many reasons. And the last of it was his preaching.
Yep.
It was the fact
Yes.
that Jesus flowed through every aspect of his life, and you just couldn't get away from it. The times that I spent with him sitting on the bank of a pond fishing, and remembering him challenging me as a little kid to a competition to see who could hook more fish. And then him getting frustrated because here's this little 8-year-old that just outfished him. Yeah, I'm just reeling him in. And he's like, come on, I'm the man of God. I'm the one that prayed for them to jump on the hook, and it didn't happen. And that type of stuff is... I remember being over at his house, and we're watching professional wrestling on the TV, and he's yelling and screaming like a NASCAR fan watching a race. And it's like that. But I also remember just driving in the truck with him, and we would come at a construction site. And you know what he didn't do? He didn't whine and complain and bicker about it. What he did was he made sure he had a bunch of Coca-Cola setting there. And as he drove through construction, he would slow the whole line down just to hand the construction workers some extra Coke. And it's like, that's the stuff that was his life. And if back then we had vlogging, dude, that would be some of the most entertaining stuff in the world. So then I think about this most entertaining stuff in the world, and I think, you know what? You know what I remember my grandpa also doing? I remember a bunch of teenagers challenging my grandpa to hot and spicy food, and they thought, oh, we got some habanero peppers, and they hand it to him, and he starts eating it like candy, not even phased, and they take one bite out of a habanero, and all of a sudden they're sweating and cursing at the same time. And that's the stuff that probably why, of course, there I decide I'm going to try this hot sauce that Jarrod sent me. And as I'm trying the hot sauce, I'm recording this process, and I was like, wait, I didn't have the camera recording when I poured it on. And even if I did, I just did a cut. And there could be somebody in the comments watching this that says, oh, that was doctored. You did a little sleight of hand. I've seen the magic that you do on your videos. So what do I decide?
Witchcraft.
I decided to start pouring it on and then take a big bite and instantly regret every life choice that I had ever made, starting with becoming your friend.
Okay. So you addressed a very interesting problem. Here, I have the same viewpoint.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, Jesus does so much in a day. I just want to walk it out. And it's, I would say, 1% or 2%. Church is amazing. Sunday mornings, when we get together in Bible studies, when we get together in home groups, he is amazing, and he dumps the truck on people, and we get to hang out in his presence. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I would say it's about 2% of the overall awesomeness of the rest of the life. Right. What he's doing on a weekly basis. And so I have the same thing. Like I want to bring the camera along. I want to bring an audience along and show them like there's so much more than Sunday. There's so much more than Bible study. Here's some cool stuff. But where I trip up is the exact point that you had about the production side.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a GoPro.
Yeah.
That was my choice. I'm like, I'm going to eliminate the production side. I'm just going to grab a GoPro and I'm going to film everything. Well, now you have 8 hours of footage to go through to try and remember what was the part where were we whenever that happened? Where were we whenever the Lord told us to say this? Where were we? And then you have, well, I didn't get the right shot, and this is not entertaining at all for anybody. And the vlog is 12 minutes long, and nobody's gonna watch it. And people like Joshua are gonna hop on and go, dude, the wind noise in that thing is terrible. Please, for the love of all that's good, put a wind muff on that thing and stop it. You're like, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I knew it was about video production, but it's not. Anyway,
No.
so how do you find, how do you manage the two? You have a story to tell, you know, what we just talked about. How do you also incorporate, how do you do it? The video production side and making it entertaining.
Okay, so I was just going back and watching old Casey Neistat stuff the other day. And it was one of his first daily vlogs, like in the first 10, I think. It was one of the very first Q&As that he did. And somebody asked him how he comes up with all of these, you know, awesome ideas. And he said they're not awesome and they're not really interesting. And he said, if you actually listen to what he's doing, these are some of the simplest and almost boring ideas that he has. But he's just documenting it. And I think what I've been trying to do lately, and I did a few of these weekly videos to kind of test this out. And it was more about trying to grab a moment, and just a moment here and a moment there, and really kind of seize that opportunity. So the last vlog that I did was how to preach.
Back in 1990, what was that again?
It was like a week and a half ago.
Okay.
So it was the how to preach like Jesus and Gary V. And I wasn't planning on making a video like that. That was not a plan. It was not an idea. Autofocus went out for a second. But all I did was I'm at church, and this was a new sermon style that I was going to try. I was going to see, hey, can I set up my sermon using jab, 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 right hook? It seems like an interesting idea that I just kind of discovered, and let's try it. So I tried it, and I enjoyed how it came through. And I noticed, preaching, that for that first, 10 minutes, yes, that's right, I did a 10-minute setup, and then 10 minutes of content, and then kind of a 10-minute wrap-up. You don't like how I structure it? Too bad. But that's what I did. And for that first 10 minutes, I'm looking at the eyeballs, and they're engaged. They're listening. They're following this journey, and you see the light starting to turn on, and you see the heart starting to soften up. And because I saw that in the moment that this is working, I decided, you know what? Let me grab the camera real quick and let's record. So if you go back and you watch it, it looks like I started the vlog off before I even started preaching. I didn't. That was done afterwards. I had already preached the sermon. I went in, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to set this up like a vlog. Let's set it up with an intro like it was before service. And then did that. And that was the only thing, because sometimes it's you watch reality TV, you watch documentary. It's a reenactment almost. I'm not putting the disclaimer reenactment because I don't want to. And that's all it is. If you don't like it, well, too bad. Figure out what part of my content is a reenactment and what isn't. Tell you what, eating that hot wing, complete reenactment. It wasn't live. I never did it. It was all fake. It was CGI. But so to try to come up with those, how do I get from making 8 hours of content? Because yes, we want to document everything and we want to find it. Instead, I'm trying to just kind of keep in the back of my mind, will this be a good moment to show on video?
Mm-hmm.
And then at the moment that starts to happen, whatever camera I have on me, even if it's this camera, at the moment I'm pulling it out and I'm trying to sit there and let's record something, and then we'll unpack it after that.
Isn't it fascinating that the most impactful segments that we were doing the thing where you vlogged an entire week, and then you kind of did a weekly recap there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And isn't it fascinating that the most impactful moments were, for me, the most vulnerable ones?
Yeah.
I don't know how this works out, but it's where the rubber met the road, where I didn't want to talk about something, or where I knew I had to open up, or where I knew I had to show something, or for goodness sake, if you've ever seen any of my videos, I shoot things from about the chest up because I'm a big boy and it's not exactly my favorite thing to show full body shots of, you know, this guy rolling around. But there would be like a non-negotiable spot where it's like, look, I just set up the camera, I caught it,
Yeah.
let's go with it. Diana Gladney. Just to bring up Diana.
Let's talk about her for a second.
Diana Gladney on her Instagram. What's Entree Woman TV?
Yeah.
Is that what hers is on Instagram?
I think
She
on
came up
Instagram it's just at Diana Gladney, if I remember right.
at Diana Gladney.
Yeah.
So she had these steps like 1 through 7. Oh, floating coffee hand. Ah. Now you're just stuck with me. There's no reason. Just stuck. So she had like 7 steps or something like that.
Yeah.
Holy cow, those were good. But one of them, the one that stood out to me was be the real you. Like, just embrace it. There's only one of you. Trying to be something else, somebody else, is a cheap imitation. Not to say, like what we were talking about earlier, we are a conglomeration of a lot of our influences, but there's only one Joshua Verwers, there's only one Jarrod Brown, and if Jarrod Brown, walking in his identity and anointing, would just be himself, it's something to see. And to have somebody else say that, Diana, thank you for the perspective, was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how God's going to use it, but yeah, that is the most interesting part of the videos that I make. And it's probably the ones that spend the most time on the editing floor under a microscope going.
Right.
Is it the same for you?
Yeah, absolutely. And it is, part of me wants to sit there and put this in a pastoral context and say it may be a little bit trickier for us as pastors. It's difficult for everybody. I think the only reason that pastors will struggle with this, and I think that more pastors should be more vulnerable, is because we have this long-held belief, biblically based at times, that familiarity breeds contempt. Mm-hmm. And we think that being vulnerable makes people more familiar with us. And when they're more familiar with us, well, then they're not going to respect us and they're not going to honor us. I kind of kick against that because I don't think that that's exactly how familiarity breeds contempt is meant to be.
I'm with you until, so like, I'm like, yes, I'm all about transparency. Let's get to the nuts and bolts. Let me show you my flaws.
Yeah. What's
funny though, is I kick back against myself when I'm on the editing room floor and I've had a meltdown and maybe some unpretty stuff came out of my mouth or my mannerisms or the way I treated somebody. And it's like, does that make the vlog? It's like, does it add to the story? Does it not? Does it show the real, context of what's going on? And there's a challenge of integrity to go, are you going to put it out? Yeah. Like, dude, you going to tell the whole story of where you said things you probably shouldn't have, or where you were belittling your wife on camera because you're just it's things that come up that you don't even realize that are happening. You hopped on some sort of demonic stronghold that was coming out in somebody else, and all of a sudden you're regurgitating it and you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
And you have to go back through and go, here you go, world. I'm on board with that, but I just say emotionally there's still the integrity checkpoint of like,
right. Yeah.
Not perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I think there's this balance, especially being online, posting stuff online. And we all know this, that, online type of content, we're putting finished products out there. We're not putting raw behind the scenes type of stuff. And to me, it's kind of, I'm okay with leaving some of that on the editing floor. And maybe this comes from a vlog pastor, a pastor perspective, is they're not getting everything that I studied. Because there are things that I studied that would take away from the overall and distract from the overall message. And I think that's where my bar is for what gets included and what doesn't get included. Because I'll notice something and it's like, can God use this to just educate or entertain? inform or inspire. If he can use that, great. So then I've got the concept, and then I look at other stuff, and does this actually add to that story or not? If it doesn't add to and it doesn't help it, then I leave it. And so it's not a case of I'm leaving out things that I'm uncomfortable with. I mean, you can look at some of those vlogs. That's not what I do at all. I'll put that stuff in there. Do I like to? Is that what I want to go? No. And primarily because I think I want to show people the goodness and the joy, and I want them to escape a little bit of the negative culture that's already out there that wants them to feel as miserable as they do. And so I try to, paint the life online maybe with a little rosier hue to it than there is. But I also take into consideration that, yes, my name is on this channel, but I have friends and family that if I say things, it could impact them. So there's always that thing, which does come down to us on the editing floor. And what are we going to include? What are we not going to include? But I think oftentimes we will just use that as an excuse of leaving out the things that we're uncomfortable with. So if it's just me being uncomfortable with it, put it out there. I mean, you want to see some things uncomfortable, I'll zoom in really tight and you can see all these blemishes all over my face that I'm recording in high def right now. And I started recording stuff in 4K. It's like, look at it. I don't care. I don't know. It's interesting.
Very, very interesting.
So, hey, let me run up here. I think we had a couple comments, chats, some people jumping in. Christian point of view saying shalom, just dropping in. Hello, sir. Good to see you. John Hayes. This has been a while back, but he said just got here during lunch today. Love the description of things and stuff. That is what we were talking about. Things and
obviously
stuff.
Highly SEO researched.
Yep, things and stuff. Amanda Saunders, what software do y'all use for this dual screen thingy? This is Ecamm paired with Skype. So I have Jarrod over here on Skype, as you can see from the little logo down there to his lower left. And this is Ecamm that's doing all of that. So that's the thing. Let's see. What else would we have here? Oh, yes. So I haven't even read this. We'll see. This could be a rabbit hole that we're going down. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your name because I will butcher it. So a man having a relationship with a younger woman is okay, but what if a man has a relationship with an older woman? My wife's older than me. Why do people... now I got in trouble. I just said she was old. Why do people find it disgusting? I mean,
Genevieve.
It's sexism.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't say that's sexism as much as ageism.
Ageism.
So a man beats a woman, people react aggressively, but a woman beat up a man, it's hilarious, and that is sexism. Yes, I would agree that that is sexist. And part of that is the culture that we have that tries to demean and demoralize manhood. And if you don't think that, watch a sitcom and then be entertained by it. But so why do they do that? Here, let me put it this way. Let me just answer this question from my perspective, and then Jarrod, you can answer it from your perspective.
I'm sure I'll have nothing to add, but go ahead.
I'm going to answer this from the summary that would encompass everything, which basically this one part where you said, why do people, and I'm going to end at that. So I am going to answer all questions. Why do people? If it's anything negative, I'm going to just jump out and say selfishness or ignorance. There. That's why. Why do people have a problem with a man dating an older woman? Because they're ignorant? Or selfishness and they're just jealous? That's my guess. That's where I'm just going to stake my claim on it. And if people disagree, Let me know in the comments below. Help boost the algorithm so more people see this video. Give me some watch time, and maybe YouTube will start paying me.
Oh my goodness.
Do you have anything to add to that? I mean,
no, I really don't. You know, why do people? It's a dangerous road to go down, because it usually ends up with you being discouraged and frustrated with people, and usually in a place of judgment. Honestly, if we get down to it, why are they doing? What are they thinking? Trust me, my wife and I get into it all the time. What were they thinking? What crossed their mind? It hardly ever goes to a good place. But what does go to a good place is, okay, Lord, what are you saying about this situation and about these people? How can we breathe life into it? Or what is a word of hope that we can speak into this abyss of darkness? Sometimes you don't put pearls before swine, but sometimes it's just what the doctor ordered, to speak a little light into darkness. So if you have relationships with people who are struggling with these types of situations, and you have permission from the Lord to breathe into it, I would say breathe into it. If not, if it's an overall perspective upon the world and other people, I would save yourself a lot of heartache and struggle, and just say, okay, Lord, what else is going on today?
Yeah.
Anything you want my heart wrapped up in?
Yeah. And I honestly, and if it's a Christian doing this, if it's a Christian that has a problem with something that you're doing, you need to check yourself in one of two ways. First, check yourself and say, am I doing something that is unbiblical? If you can find biblical scripture that, yes, I am doing something in error, and this requires you to be humble, to have a heart of humility. And if you don't know, go to somebody else, ask them, and try not to go to a yes man. Go to a mighty man or woman of God and say, hey, yes, what do you think? Am I doing something wrong here? And then if they say yes, well, check yourself before you wreck yourself. There we go. We went back 80s. And if not, and if this is just a Christian that is spouting nonsense towards you, then I would tell them to go read 1 Thessalonians 4:11 that says they need to mind their own business. I love that passage. Seriously, 1 Thessalonians 4:11. It says that you aspire to lead a quiet life, to mind your own business, and to work with your own hands as we commanded you. Yep. Mind your own beeswax. So that's my thoughts on it. Genevieve says she may be older, but she doesn't look older.
Atta girl. Atta girl.
That was just unnecessary. True, but unnecessary. Henry saying, what up, boys?
Henry.
Yeah, Christian point of view here saying that this looks a lot smoother than Zoom. Absolutely. And shouting out an amen on the humbleness. Yeah. Hey, we've been rambling and talking about things and stuff. Right here on the Vlog Pastors Podcast, episode number 12?
Yes. I believe so.
I don't know.
11, 12-ish. It's 11 to 13 range. But I'm going to say 12 is on the money.
So that's what you guys have got for today. I will say that next week on the Vlog Pastors Podcast, you're going to be here, right, Jarrod?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
I'm going to be here. And we're probably going to talk about more things and stuff.
Oh, next week, let's talk about stuff and then follow up with things.
And more stuff.
That would be a good way to round it out. Yeah. Good call.
Maybe with a little segment about some things.
I like that spice. That's good, man.
So that's what we got. Hey, we love you guys.
We love you. We love you.
Glad you're here. Glad you can join us. If you have any topics that you want us to discuss in the things and stuff, let us know. If you want to pick up some awesome Stay Blessed, there is some Enjoy God's Best and Live by Faith merch. You can pick that up, joshuaverwers.com. Make sure you go subscribe to A Bite of Brownie. And once you get there, say, hey, I heard you roasting Josh about not uploading some vlogs. Where are yours at? And until next time, we do want y'all to stay blessed, enjoy God's best, and have a fantastic week.
We love you.